Now, joining me in studio is one woman who you did see Tamara highlight in her segment, Ms. Zoe Tzolek, the chairwoman of the LGBT wing of Yesh Atid and a candidate in last year's elections. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good night.
And a visual artist and Nona Chalant here in Tel Aviv. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
First of all, Ms. Tzolek, I want to start with you. You have a very personal story that you do want to share with us today.
Yes, I'm 40 years old, and when I told myself that I'm a lesbian, I'm religious, and I thought how I can combine between my religious identity and my lesbian identity. So in the Orthodox community, when you have a question, you go to a rabbi to ask him about it, to lead you and to have an answer. And then I thought to myself, it's not a good idea to go to a rabbi to ask him about that. So I went to another rabbi that I know, Rabbi Google, and I Googled after religious and lesbian. And in the beginning, I thought that Google would say, there is not such a thing, it's rubbish, and I will get no answers. But I'm happy to say that the first result was Bat Kol, religious lesbian organization. And I click on their website, I read it, and here I am, 10 years later. I'm a candidate for Yesh Atid in the LGBT wing, and I'm happy in the way I am.
Learning to somehow combine religion and LGBT, which is something that we've seen around the world become a very, very big issue, not only in Judaism, but in Christianity and Muslim identity as well. And I want to focus on Israel, specifically Tel Aviv. It's become known as a very openly gay-friendly arena, at least on the social side. But perception isn't always reality. How do you two view Tel Aviv and Israel as a whole in relation to LGBT community?
Well, I came from a religious, traditional family in the north of Israel, north of Israel. Sorry, and my whole family is, really going to shul, and we have the tradition, and it's a part of my life. I don't take it away because I love it.
Can you tell a bit about coming out to your family? How do you do something like that with a very religious family? Were they welcoming?
I came out 2 times. And the first time as a gay person, and then the second time as a drag persona. I'm really blessed. My family is really accepting and liberal, and they knew that I was an artist from the day I was born. So that's just another form of art, and they just wanted me to be me. So if I'm gay or
straight, it doesn't matter. They wanted you to be able to live your life. And Ms. Tzolek, you as well. How was it coming out to your family?
First of all, I would say that I'm a constructor. Actually, I build bridges. I build bridges between my sexual identity and my religious identity. I build bridges between my career and my motherhood. So all the time I build bridges, and that was a very, very hard way to build a bridge between me and my family. In the beginning, they didn't want to talk with me, and we didn't have any relationship. And after 11 years, we had a reconnect, thanks to my mother. And
that must have been very recently.
Yes, actually last December.
So very recently.
Very recently, and I'm very happy with them because I can't deny what's happening, what's written in the Bible. I can't deny that. But I want to tell to all over to the society at all. I want to tell them, listen, I don't have any other choice. If I choose to be not lesbian, to be straight, I will lie to myself. If I try to be secular, I also lie to myself. So my only choice is to combine between those identity.
And you mentioned the phrase building bridges, which brings me to my next question. A lot of people see drag queens as sort of the face of the LGBT community, or a bridge builder between the LGBT community and the straight community. You yourself have become a role model, especially here in Israel. How do you present yourself to society and carry on that role as a model to others?
I think there is something in drag that it's very obvious. You play with gender and you put it in the face of everyone, and the reactions are electrifying. People, when they like it, they really like it, and they take a picture and they want to ask, and they talking and everything. But the ones that don't know how to confront it, they maybe hide behind their phone or take a little look.
And what type of reactions have you gotten maybe outside of Tel Aviv? Tel Aviv is known as very open to the LGBT community, but when you leave what we here call the bubble that is Tel Aviv, have you gotten similar reactions?
Well, I did drag one time in Jerusalem, and there was a contest.
There was a protest outside. And we are watching some of your videos here from your career as a visual artist and a drag artist as well.
Yeah, this is a voguing scene with Shomel, is a dancer in Batsheva dance company.
And this is also, you're saying that there were protests specifically in Jerusalem. How do you, as a person who's a family who's been so welcoming, how do you handle that situation?
I smile. I'm reaching to the people and talking and explaining and to show that we are the same. We are all the same. Just now at the taxi when I came here, the taxi driver was so gay friendly, and he's like, it's so great that it's in Tel Aviv and so much a lot of tourists coming, but it's good that it's in Tel Aviv, not in Jerusalem.
As we saw possibly over the last parade. And so like a quick question to you, combining politics and LGBT, we had a lot of issues leading up to this year's parade. How do you see things going ahead for the LGBT community in the political arena?
First of all, we have to say that our situation is good in Israel. We have most of our rights came from the Supreme Court. But I go to the politics way. It's a hard way and long way because I want to make it excellent. I want that our rights will come by law, because that's the way in democratic countries. That's the way to do that. And I want a civil marriage, and I want that surrogacy will be allowed here. I want that the treatment to change people will stop. And I want more budget to the organization. So I hope when I will be MK in Yesh Atid, I could be able to change these laws.
And to bridge those, to build those bridges, Ms. Zorit Sorek, Nona Chalant, thank you very much for being with us. And I hope everybody has a good time celebrating tomorrow.
I want to say tomorrow. Come and join us tomorrow to the parade in Tel Aviv.
Everyone's invited, hundreds of thousands. You'll do my makeup because I don't know how to do it myself. Thank you very much for being with us today. That's all for our show. We'll be back on Sunday, same time, same place, i24news. Thank you for watching.